run that shit up.
What's up? Welcome back to Cincy Sharks Podcast. We are now on to episode 8. We're going to title that "A Win Is a Win" just because of an ugly loss. Or an ugly win. An ugly win. I don't know what I'm talking about. An ugly win against Seattle, which could have easily been turned into a loss if it wasn't for our defense stepping up in the fourth quarter.
I'm not going to apologize for a win.
Not going to apologize for a win. But first half, very, very great performance by the offense. Second half, cannot say the same. It was absolutely abysmal. Orlando Brown Jr. did get hurt and left the game with a groin injury. So, I mean, Cody Ford seemed to be struggling a little bit at left tackle, and I think Burrow had a little bit of trust issues with it. But other than that, I think our defense is the highlight in that second half.
Oh, for sure. Like you said, I think the offense, it started well. The first two drives, we looked like the Bengals of old, the Bengals we've been wanting, and to stay consistent. And I think my big takeaway is it's just like the same old thing as it kind of was last year. We need to learn to be consistent like a whole game. We can't, or like even a whole two halves. I mean, that's a game, but it's just we play one half and then the other half. It's just
but I mean, as a complete team, especially with Burrow still limited with that injury. Obviously, he's not fully there yet. We're not running from under center. So that's still obviously, you can just pass the eye test. We're not 100% there. So it's going to be like a roller coaster. The first half showed that we were hitting on pretty much everything, hitting on all cylinders. Come out the second half, it just wasn't there. I think that's more on their defense. I think they made the adjustments. They got a really good secondary, a young secondary. They were making plays. I mean, Burrow, he missed on a couple throws, but I think majority it was coverage. And again, I think the run game just isn't there with that limited, shotgun snaps. It's just not there.
Similar 3 plays.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
It's hard to get a run game going when you're only running formations from the pistol and shotgun.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it just they limit us, so we can kind of explode one half, but you're giving them the script for the second half.
I did like to see they kind of mixed in the other running backs a lot more this game. Seeing more of Travion and some of Chase Brown more, I feel like, than previous games.
Yeah, Chase Brown, I think, got a reception, too, which was – I think he got a reception.
Which was good to see, and I'm curious
one reception, 8 yards.
Curious to see how they'll be doing stuff out of the bye, which we'll talk about later. But
I hate to say that. I hate to ask this, but, you think they're kind of like T. Higgins production? Like, you think they're just kind of going away from it, or you think it's just kind of –
He's only at, 132 yards.
That's what dude, yeah.
Well, this week he was limited just because of –
I know, but he only had 2 catches, though, but it just didn't even look like they were kind of looking at him.
There was on the fourth, Burrow threw one up to him.
Pass interference.
It was a jump ball.
Pass interference on him.
Pass interference on T, yeah.
That's what I mean, on him. So it just sucks because I know he's an explosive player for us, and when you see the offense slacking, it's just like he's a guy you want to see make a big play.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll come. I mean, it's still, we're obviously 6 weeks in, but I would still say it's early in the season. It's getting to the halfway point, but it's still early.
Bye came at a perfect time, too, for injuries.
Yeah, especially after a gut win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good for morale. Like, you're going into that extra week hyped up. Way better than a loss.
We had Orlando leave the game for a bit. Did he ever return, or he just...
Yeah, he came back. Or did he not?
No, Orlando didn't come back, no.
At first, I thought he was in because I know you guys were at the game. I texted you guys because I didn't know if you guys could see from...
He was on the sideline the entire time.
Yeah, he stayed on the sideline, yeah.
But I thought at first he was in for Volson because we had talked about, Volson had just had, the big play against him happen. And I was everybody on Twitter was, thinking Volson needs to go. But then you see Ford in, and immediately I thought for Volson. But no, it was in for Orlando. And I'm like, all right, hopefully he's not hurt. But he doesn't seem to be too badly injured, so hopefully he's all right.
My confusion is, why did Cody Ford come in and not Jackson Carman?
That's how much they trust him.
I mean, Jackson Carman has played left tackle snaps for us. So I'm just...
It also makes you, really sad that we cut Lyall.
Yeah. I don't know if he would have been back by now, but...
I mean, he just had, a workout for the Jets.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he's already working out for teams. So, I mean, he probably would have... I mean, I get it.
They're looking to fill Vera Tucker's role with him. had Vera Tucker go out for the year.
And another thing that sucks about Lowell could have played left guard for us too. I
Yep.
mean, if the continuation of Olsen struggling,
Yeah, as a blaring hole, like
it's if that continues, then we don't have a good backup at all. We don't have a solid piece.
Yeah, that's what just kind of confused me. I mean, I didn't think, obviously with the bye, I think Orlando's gonna be fine. But imagine if it was a bigger injury, we'd kind of be kind of in the same position we were last year.
Yeah,
Actually, in a worse off position.
I couldn't imagine having Cody Ford
Then you almost
play left tackle.
Yeah, then you almost would have wished you would have kept Lyle if he was healthy by now, and then moved Jonah back to left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd almost have to.
The Lowell cut came shockingly to all of us, which now, I mean, having someone go out of the game, you look at our backups, you're like,
You
well,
could see the difference.
we have absolutely no depth at all.
Yeah.
We had a guard play left tackle for us, which because we didn't have a single tackle on the roster
Yep.
to back up,
And Ford's
Brown.
played left tackle.
Yeah, I think they just like
Not
the
very well.
versatility. They think they have the
Yeah, but he's not a
versatility.
left tackle. I mean, he can
He's not
play
a good-
left
he's not a
tackle,
good
but he's
one.
not a tackle.
He's not a good one, but they think he can play.
Same as
it.
Jackson Carmen. He's not
Yeah.
built to be a tackle in the NFL. He's
Well-
built to be a guard.
You
Yeah.
think coming out of the bye week though that we'll be running more from under center? Because I think that
Yeah,
helps.
coming,
that helps
yeah,
the lineman
coming
too.
out of the bye week, yeah, we will.
That helps the lineman too. I mean,
It helps out the run game. I mean,
you know what I mean?
the Bengals had 15 rush attempts, 2 by Burrow, so he just took off.
Yeah,
But 15 for 46 yards.
yeah. Production's just not there,
It's
and then
not.
and then you're not getting anything from the tight ends.
It's Hudson time, man. But everybody likes Irv because he's been blocking well. But
It sucks too because it was a big tight end draft. I know we talked about it last week. It just sucks seeing all those rookie tight ends playing good.
Yeah, I thought Irv could have been the guy.
yeah,
I didn't like Drew Sample. I mean, he's a great blocker.
I'm about to
Yeah.
look up tight end for you.
The Bengals tight
obviously
ends-
There's no one they're gonna want.
I think Tanner Hudson's our best option at tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
last week our tight ends had 2 receptions for 9 yards.
I mean, there was a play designed for Irv Smith to be wide open that the pass block broke down on Jonah Williams' side. Irv Smith was wide open for a touchdown, but Burrow checked it down to Chase.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we would have had it was like 25 yards or something like that. It would have been
No one around him.
it was a
Should've
great play
tossed it up.
designed by Callahan and Zach. So
The offense, the play design at least, looked good this week.
I liked play calling.
Like they were spreading the ball around, getting everybody kind of at least trying to get them involved.
Even the second half, I feel like play calling was good. It's just execution fell apart second half because I think Burrow was just really uncomfortable with Cody Ford at left tackle.
Yeah, they were kind of getting to him more too, obviously.
Yeah.
So plus they have a good secondary. I mean, hats off to them. It was a good game. I mean,
Seahawks are a very
They're
good
a
team too.
I'd say they're a good team.
Kenneth
underrated team.
Walker's good. I mean, I don't know what he
That
finished
defense
with,
is
but
good. That defense is a good defense.
he wasn't looking bad. I mean, actually, 19 for 62. So he only three yards to carry on us.
Mhm.
So not bad. I mean, the defense obviously is the reason we won the game.
The defense
mean,
that fourth quarter was
yeah.
unbelievable.
10 plays
good.
10 plays. What within the 5-yard line or
Big
something
thing,
like
big thing I loved was watching the mic'd up, and Logan said you can have all the yards that you want, but you're not getting in the end zone. That was a big thing. I don't know if it was him or if it was Lou. I watched his interview with Pete Schrager recently.
Yeah,
I mean-
I like that Anarumo interview at Schrager. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I could see the Bengals, especially if Burrow is going to be dealing with that injury, being a team that is in a lot of one-possession games. And I think that we can win those games. I mean, especially, relying on the defense, maybe not as much as we did against Seattle because we're going to be playing some better offenses coming up. But if we get, maybe a 20% more uptick from the offense in the second half, I like our chances in one-score games.
I mean, and Seattle fans are kind of bashing on Geno Smith for that game, but I honestly feel like Geno Smith played really well.
Yeah,
I thought
I
he
agree.
played
Yeah, he
really
played,
good.
He played really good.
There was a couple times he had DK open, but
Well, that one pick, Cam Taylor-Britt pick, it looked like DK didn't run the route.
That
that
looked
one
more
he,
like a spot.
stopped.
That looked
Yeah,
more
he
like a
stopped.
spot throw.
Yeah, so I mean,
Than it did anything.
that's always
Yeah.
tough on a quarterback.
And the pick to Mike Hilton, he threw. It was a good ball. He threw.
Yeah.
It's
Mike
Mike Hilton dropped from coverage and then went right back
Yeah.
into coverage.
Yeah.
Yep.
more of a great play by
played that
Hilton than
great,
it is a
yeah.
bad throw by Geno Smith.
He played that well.
I'd give Geno Smith a B+ for his performance against us.
Yeah, he played.
Truth be told.
I thought he played well.
I mean, he had 326
We,
passing
we talked
yards.
about it too. Like they're a home run team, and it looked like they were about to get that Lockett play there to get them at their goal line. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, DK Metcalf had
Like,
69
He had
yards for 4 catches.
yeah.
But you got to think, his production would have been way higher if we didn't have Cam Taylor-Britt
Cam
on him.
Taylor-Britt was.
How many targets
dog
did he
there.
have though? Because
9.
9.
Yeah,
So on
9.
four catches, that's
Cam
good,
Taylor-Britt.
man. That's
Him and DJ Turner both look really good.
Tyler Lockett kind of had a big day, 6 receptions for 94
yeah.
yards.
He's a sneaky good receiver.
He got
man.
a,
He's-
Gino dropped one in the bucket to him. He burnt Awuzie,
Yeah.
which I kind of suck seeing. It seems like Awuzie has kind of lost a step, which we
Coming
kind of
off
figured
he
would
might
happen.
not even be 100% yet though. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
He's coming from a back injury this last week, so
That's why it's good.
I just
to
love
see
it.
DJ Turner playing the way
and
he
how
is.
physical Cam Taylor-Britt is, man.
That's why I said they actually aren't scared to hit.
Dude,
as
he's
much as, like, the top-
pressing DK like okay.
DK's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
mean,
very physical receiver.
I mean, he did like push him there to get, and he got that penalty. Like,
That's because DK was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
That was Cam Taylor-Britt's
Get in
job
his
was to
head,
frustrate him.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what in the mic'd up Logan also said. Like, keep working, Juice. Keep working,
Yeah.
Juice.
Oh, yeah, it was an ugly win, but a win we'll take.
I mean, it was ugly, but it was great to see from the defensive side.
yeah,
because
a lot of kind of maybe
Previous
doubts
weeks, yeah.
were answered. I think
Yeah.
by the defense, the secondary especially, like the corners and one-on-ones won a lot of matchups.
I mean, it also just proves like the defense is a lot kind of like how it was last year. From a point of they are kind of a bid and don't break team. Like
Yeah.
you can have all the yards, but you're just getting field goals on us. And our offense, if it can get back to speed,
Seattle
we're
was
scoring touchdowns, and you can
one
have
for
the field
5 in
goals.
the red zone.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's
a-
why I said our defense turned it up, and the red zone where it matters the most, and like
Yeah, I mean the Bengals defense obviously, I would give it an A. I mean you can't play better than that, especially in the fourth quarter.
I mean, Seahawks.
I mean-
What is the Seahawks? What they've scored this year? Over 25 every game, right?
yeah,
Feels
it
like
was
it,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it was.
Seattle has scored 24 plus,
Every game but that one.
30 plus. If you want to, they dropped 24 against the Giants. That was their lowest scoring game until they played us, and they dropped 13.
Yep.
And they
That
played.
team's a good team.
dropped
Like, that
30
team's
on the-
underrated.
Or never
That
mind,
team
they
will be in
scored.
the playoffs as like the 6-7 seed.
I read that
seed,
wrong.
probably.
They scored 13 against the Rams. I was reading the Rams score. Rams scored 30. I was reading it wrong.
But
But
the Se-
37 against
Seahawks
the
will probably be a
Lions.
playoff team.
That's what I said. That's a playoff team, like a 6-7 seed in the NFC.
Oh, they definitely are.
like they were last year.
Yeah, I mean that's a good win. And I mean, obviously, 3-3 and going into the bye, we obviously wanted to be in a better position.
Wasn't
But I mean, you sit back and you look at there were some games that kind of fell the Bengals' way as far as the division goes. I mean, the Ravens have lost a game they probably shouldn't have lost. Steelers have lost a game they probably close game.
Unfortunately, the freaking
I know
49ers didn't pull it off.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Browns beat the Niners, but I don't think the Browns
good
win the
thing is
division.
Ravens have a tough schedule coming up too. I mean, so do we. But if we can win the games, like one against the Niners or Bills or both of them, hopefully. But if we can just pull one of them off, and the Ravens, they have a tough game against Detroit this week, and they have. And then obviously, when we see them, we have to beat them this time coming around.
But to be 3-3, you have to be happy
oh yeah.
as far as what it could have been. We were sitting at 1-3, like, oh crap.
It wasn't looking good.
No, I mean, come back out, win 2, go into the bye, get healthy, and biggest test of the year probably against the Niners.
And you could tell that Brian Callahan kind of wanted to change because he was very frustrated with the way the offense has been looking.
Can't blame him.
Yeah,
Offense was horrible that second half.
I'm glad he's
Yeah.
like mad and
Yeah, I
upset.
mean, it's like having a sports car, but you can't take it over 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. I mean,
Hopefully this makes them like kind of after the bye last year. Like we had a big start, like a big.
I think after the bye last year, we went on a very good run. So I mean, there's not much to really touch on that Seahawks game, just because I mean that second half was abysmal by the offense.
Yeah,
And
I mean, we pretty
On
much
both
praised, we
sides.
pretty much hit the defense. I mean, talked about it.
pretty much talked about the
Yeah.
defense this entire time because how good they were. But shout out to Yoshavash for getting his first touchdown on his birthday.
Yeah,
we
Cam
didn't even
Taylor
talk about
Brick.
the front four too of the defense.
yeah. I mean, they've been playing
Like,
them good all
pass
year,
rush
man.
Was great
Yeah.
in that game. We
Especially-
didn't talk about them.
Cam Sample, I mean,
Picked
he had
it
a
up.
really good game, against the Seahawks.
Yeah, did Hubbard and Hendrickson both have one? Or did one of them have two?
Hendrickson had one. Logan had one.
I'm pretty sure Hubbard had one,
Hubbard
didn't he?
had one.
Yeah, Sample played 17 defensive snaps. He had 12 pass rushes, 1 sack, 3 pressures, 1 QB hit, 1 hurry, and 1 run stop.
Logan had a half.
Yeah, sack in 12 plays.
So
That's
BJ and Logan had a sack
you
together.
like that?
nice,
Yeah,
yeah.
you like
Trey
that.
had a sack. Cam
Basically,
Sample had a
4
sack.
4 sets of downs.
It was just that front four. Trey Henderson has 7 sacks right now,
He's
in
top 5.
6
games.
weeks.
Yeah.
He had 8 all of last year total.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had 8 last year.
I thought he had over double. I thought he was in double digits, like 10 or 11.
Yeah, I know he
Because
missed
he made
some-
the
I
Pro
know-
Bowl,
I
and
know he
he
missed
just had a
some-
crazy amount of pressure.
I know he
and
missed
that's
some
why he
time,
made the
but
Pro
I
Bowl.
think he had like 11. I thought.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be stupid.
No, you're good.
I mean, you're probably right. I just
No, there's no way I'm right. I don't think.
because he made the Pro Bowl, he was like
Yeah.
top in pressures.
I think he had 13 last year.
Because he was.
No, he had 8.
He had 8 last year.
He had 8.
So I was
he
right.
just must have had a lot of pressure. So he was like top 5 or top 3 in pressures.
Yeah, he had 14 his first year here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that makes
Yeah.
more sense. Can't believe I was right on that.
Well, it's just crazy because he was the first. Like he made the Pro Bowl and think he didn't even get 10 sacks. Like because a lot of guys this year are already close to 10 sacks.
Yeah.
In the league leaders, T.J. Watt at 8.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hendricks is not too far behind. But I mean, that's really all we have for the Seahawks game. I guess we can kind of get into. Next week's episode will be more on the 49ers, but we can touch on them just a little bit with their injuries and their loss to the Browns. Ugly loss for the 49ers, losing to P.J. Walker.
Yeah. Off a missed field goal.
Yeah, that's the worst
So
part.
nah, because you can't
Yeah.
say that.
I mean, it takes the pressure off of them, though. I mean, now you don't have to worry about going undefeated anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were really worried about it at all, but that sucks. I mean, you play a crappy game, then you get there, you still have a chance to win it, and then you don't miss the field goal to lose it. Like, just a bad situation.
Brock Purdy, 12 for 27, 125,
Yeah.
1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Definitely his worst game as a pro. I mean, not even close.
I think it's his first loss as a pro.
Yeah, it is. Except for the championship game.
That's not his loss.
Yeah, he started it though, so it is.
I mean, but
it's his loss. It is.
that's not his loss. He
Yeah, it
tore
is.
tore his UCL.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's still like
He didn't even play that game. He was in there for like 2 drives.
It's credited for his thing. They say that his only loss is like a championship game.
Yeah, he started.
Yeah, he started the
that's what
game.
That's not his loss.
I'm just saying
I don't
that
think it should be, but
That's not his loss.
if you're looking at his record though, it is on his record as a starter.
I just not noticed Christian McCaffrey didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
They did receiving.
Yeah. He extended it because I had a Christian.
He was
I was
hit-
on rushing.
Yeah, it was a receiving tutty.
He only had 9 receiving yards.
He got hurt though.
Yeah, he got it right before he
he got hurt.
I thought he came back in.
Nah,
No.
him and Debo went out and didn't. come
Trent
back
Williams come back in.
In. Trent Williams came back in.
Okay. Yeah, Debo
Yeah.
2 for 11.
A lot of injuries this week though.
A lot of injuries this year. It seems like, honestly,
Yeah,
it hasn't been pretty.
sucks, man. It's like the worst part of the sport.
My fantasy team's really starting to take a hit. Justin Jefferson, Justin Fields, Anthony Richardson, Deontay Johnson. It's getting real
rough.
ugly for me.
Hopefully with Fields, it's only like a week just because he can't grip the ball. But just because I like watching Justin playing.
And I'm glad
Yeah, it's better for
Richardson.
the sport.
I'm glad Richardson got that season-ending surgery. It's better for him
Better
long term
Yeah.
than
So-
the rush back.
Dude, he looks so electric when he plays, man. He's just gonna have to learn how to play his style, like develop to where he can not take those hits. Because
It's going to definitely take some adjustments from him.
he is electric. I mean, he's very fast. He's got a cannon, and he looked pretty good in the pocket when he was playing.
Yeah, he looked very good when I was impressed by him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He's just gonna have to. He'll figure it out. He's a rookie.
I took the Jets
You did.
this week in Pick'em, and they upset the Eagles, and I'm happy to see it.
That was a good game.
So
very good.
Rogers coming back or what?
The sad thing is
That dude is walking without crutches.
Man's throwing on the sideline.
He is
Crazy.
he is like 42 years old, and he is throwing without crutches.
if he comes back this year, that's just like it's crazy. He didn't tear his Achilles then.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it.
You know, it's crazy.
Aaron Rodgers is 39,
Yeah.
but still.
Jets didn't have Sauce or DJ Reed either in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were out.
Yeah, their top two corners were out.
Yeah, but their front seven's insane.
Quentin Williams had a pick, which was
Yeah, that's
pretty funny. Out of all people to get a pick, it was Quentin Williams.
Yeah, Franklin Myers played good too.
I think that Jets defense is just unbelievably good all around.
Yeah, I think watching them like win each week or like grind and barely lose is like pushing Rodgers even more. It's like
In these last
this
2
team
weeks
is so
with Aaron
good.
Rodgers on the sideline, it
It's
seems
helping
like Zach
Zach a lot.
Wilson's picking
Yes.
it up.
Yes.
It's probably been helping him. I mean,
And apparently,
the confidence in him.
Aaron Rodgers had say in like play calls last week, and worked.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Wilson, 19 for 33, 186, no touchdowns, no picks. No picks is the
That's
biggest thing on there.
Run the football and don't turn it
Yep.
over.
Brees Hall only had 39 yards rushing off of 12 carries.
Your defense will keep you in the game.
Yeah, they threw the ball a lot, 31 times. That is a lot of time. That is a lot.
Garrett Wilson had 90 yards.
It helps that he's a true number one. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you can, Zach Wilson's obviously the backup, but he was the number 2 pick. Helps having a number 1 guy like Garrett Wilson. Because if they didn't have him, I mean that kind of limits him even more. You got Elijah Moore there, but
Man, his ceiling this year with the A-Rod, if he would have played, like people were
Oh, yeah.
drafting him high in fantasy.
Oh, can't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett's still having a good
that's what I'm saying.
season.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't blame him. I'm just saying, like, if he had Rodgers with him. But Zach's
I
been
mean,
looking good.
he'll have him next year. I mean,
Hopefully
Rodgers
he
is
can keep
coming
proving
back.
something. Maybe
Right,
somebody will
they'll
wanna
have
trade
Rodgers
him.
by week 14.
Or do you think they keep him no matter what? So, like, after next year, if
Zach?
yeah,
They'll probably keep
they'll
him as
for
long
when
as they
Rodgers
They'll
is
can.
definitely
gone.
keep him.
I mean, he's a good backup. Obviously, I mean,
I think he has the talent to be in
That's what
a
I'm saying.
Successful
If he keeps
quarterback.
proving, you think anybody will want to maybe
I
trade
mean,
for
I
him
hope
now?
I hope the NFL goes back to the old days to where you get drafted and you sit a year. You sit and develop, because I feel like a lot of these guys, not everybody, like some guys are ready to go, like Burrows, Lawrence, like some of those guys are ready to go week 1.
Well, those guys who spend 4 or 5 years in college, I think, are ready to go.
Yeah, it's just like Bryce Young, he probably could have benefited maybe sitting a year.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even behind like a Dalton, like it's just they're 0-6 anyway. I mean, I get like to play is better, but you let those guys come in there and they bust or whatever. It's just not fair to them.
And looking at like hindsight, Burrow didn't really have an option. It was him or Brandon Allen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like Justin Herbert didn't start
Nope.
his rookie
Tyrod
season. It was
Taylor,
Tyrod Taylor.
And then he came in that first
Yeah,
game.
Yeah,
He, like, punctured his lung and
Chargers
that
definitely.
medical staff
yeah,
punctured
punctured
his
his lung.
doing the IV.
Yep.
Shout out to him for jump starting Justin Herbert's career.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I just had to get the jitters out.
Oh, he was also there for Baker to get his start.
Who?
Tyrod
Tyrod
Taylor,
Taylor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he got benched again, or no, he left with an injury.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
hurt.
Because I remember watching that game. It was against the Jets, and I'm like, I was a big Baker Mayfield fan. I still am a big Baker Mayfield fan. And I was like, Baker's coming in.
I do like seeing Baker succeed in Tampa. I mean,
love
they
it.
just got beat by Detroit, but Detroit's
Detroit's a really good
Detroit's
team.
Detroit.
really good this year.
I might put a little money on Tampa to win the division.
Yeah, I mean they're 3-2.
Like that, the Saints are the favorites right now, and then I think it's the Falcons.
Saints defense is really good.
And then the
Bucks
Bucks are
probably are
third.
pretty decent money then.
That's what I said. The Bucks are probably third. But I hate, like, sometimes I don't like doing the features because you got to wait a long time.
Yeah, in other news, Florida International Panthers just scored
Oh.
17-10.
That's
That's
not
not
good. That's not good.
Thanks, Gary.
You're right. had to break the news, kind of break your heart slightly, but
I keep looking at these hockey scores since we got some of those.
yeah.
But back to football real quick. Tyreek Hill, I guess, is less than 200 yards away from a 1K on the year.
Yeah,
You guess or he is?
no, he is.
I don't know,
Right.
Colton. I'm not the one who put it in here.
Yeah, he's at 8-14, 6 weeks in. So
Oh, we ain't winning.
is he gonna break the record,
Penguins are
Calvin's?
down to 3.
Yeah, with that offense, their scheme,
I mean, they force feed him. I think that he is.
he's wide, but he's wide open like every
No,
play.
that's what
it
I mean.
seems
Like it's like, I mean, I'd say yeah. I mean, he's the fastest guy out there.
I had a future on him to have the most yards this season, but I cashed it out.
What?
Yeah, you should have
Why'd
done
you
that.
cash that out?
Because I just was playing with my cash out money. It was like $2, and the cash out was like 45.
It's crazy when you look at like the top 5 rushing yards leaders because I guarantee you couldn't even name him. Like you couldn't even name them.
Well, Josh Jacobs is doing nothing this year. Jonathan
No,
Taylor's just
probably
now
not.
Do you
starting
want me
back.
to name them? Okay, so Christian McCaffrey's number 1. Then it's Zach Moss,
Wouldn't have guessed that.
Devin A. Chain,
Wouldn't have guessed
Kyron Williams, and then DeAndre Swift.
Is that guy? Not DeAndre Swift.
Kyron Williams. So I mean, 6 weeks in, and that's crazy. Like you would not have guessed that at the beginning of the season.
that.
Oh no, I drafted Josh Jacobs pretty high
I mean,
because I thought he was going to get force fed the ball.
I think that just kind
I
of
thought the
proves a
same
little
thing,
bit
too.
of the life of the running backs in the NFL.
He
now.
leads the league in rushing, and then it seems like he's not getting carries. They believe in Jimmy G.
Man.
And then I mean, the biggest I would say like shock in the passing yards for the quarterbacks would probably be Stroud at 4th with 1,600 through 6 games.
I could definitely see that.
He's having a really good year.
Kirk's probably going to take a dip with Justin Jefferson out.
Yeah, but they throw the ball a lot.
They do, but KJ Osborne ain't that good.
I mean,
I mean, Addison.
He only had like 130 yards passing against the Bears last week.
Yeah, but how many times did they throw it?
I don't know.
Because I didn't say he might not complete a lot of them.
I got to look it up now.
He threw it 31 times. So I mean,
Well, yeah, they're not.
Still, I knew it was
They have
less
nobody
than
to stretch
200.
the field.
KJ Osborne.
He only missed
Jordan Addison.
he only missed 10 throws.
Kirk's a very like stable
Without
quarterback.
Jefferson's kind of dump offs, like you were saying, like no one to stretch the field.
Yeah.
It's kind of like KJ. It's always like every time I'm watching the Vikings, it's just him coming across the middle. On like a
Every time I
flat.
watch KJ, it's him dropping something.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Hawkinson was their leading receiver.
KJ's just catching a lot of strays out here tonight, man. Man, cost you a fantasy game or something.
Yeah, he did.
Not I would never draft KJ Osborne. in
I didn't draft
fantasy.
him. I'm in a 12-man league. I had to pick him off waivers.
Touching into some prospect news, Caleb Williams winning ownership in an NFL team.
That's just crazy.
Is that
I
confirmed
mean-
to be factual or?
I don't know. I mean, shout out for asking because I mean, closed
just-
mouths don't get fed.
Well,
But I
I-
think that's kind of but I think that's kind of crazy.
Well, he came out because
Hey,
he
just
doesn't have
to-
an agent right
just
yet.
that the
Pretty sure-
balls to even say it.
That's what I mean. I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure it came out because he wants an agent, whoever he hires as an agent, to know that he wants that part of his contract.
He
the
really-
balls.
Yeah,
He really wants to be part owner of the
The
Bears.
balls.
as a rookie.
I mean,
As a rookie, that's
respect for
crazy.
asking. That's that's all you can say.
I'd give it to him.
That's just insane. Bro.
I just don't. I mean, can you even have that in play? I don't think you can. Because if you get,
Mahomes has been trying. Like he obviously has part, but like he said, he's been trying. To
I
get
think you
more
can.
than what he
You
has.
might be able to be like a minority owner.
Dude, why does he think he can just come in and just get and demand do whatever he wants? Because
He's labeled as the greatest prospect of all time.
he's just not though. I know he is labeled, but he's. Just,
I don't think he is. I think he's top
good.
3.
Yeah, he's good.
You think he's better than Burrow was coming out of college?
No, I don't. Bro,
He's a better prospect than Burrow.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
No
just
one
his
can argue that
senior
Burrow
year.
had one good year.
Yeah,
you
but his
cannot
last year.
say that
I'm
he's
saying
a great
his last
prospect.
year. His last year.
No one's gonna have a better senior season than Burrow. Those single-handedly the greatest season
I
in
agree.
college football.
I agree. Just because his weapons too. I mean, he had Jamar and J-Jet.
Caleb Williams is Brendan Rice. Jerry Rice's son.
Yeah,
Well, I bet
but he also has no defense.
I bet every week 50-plus yards for Brendan Rice.
He has no defense though.
Oh, yeah, USC's defense isn't that good. But I would say Trevor Lawrence and Andrew Luck are probably still 1 and 2 for the greatest college prospects so far. Caleb Williams, this year it seems to be on a decline. He threw 3 picks against Notre Dame,
I wouldn't
1
say,
pick against Colorado.
I wouldn't say decline. It's just he's already won a Heisman. Like I feel like once you've already won a Heisman, they don't give it to you 2 years in a row. And then you're right. After that 3-pick game, like his Heisman campaign's out.
Yeah, right now my Heisman pick's Michael Penix Jr. That guy's balling unbelievably.
Yeah.
Like it's,
and he just beat Bo Nix.
and that Oregon game was something. Eric had Oregon money line.
Oh,
we were
that's tough, man.
we were watching the game, and the dude missed the field goal, and I was like, "No way!"
Because
That's
their
tough.
tight end just got me the yards, and then he gets hurt. I'm like, all I need is overtime.
Yeah.
Oregon to win.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's the field goal. I saw something about Michael Penix getting drafted by the Seahawks. I'm like, I actually like that fit.
Yeah, because then he would be able to sit.
Washington, he's going to Washington. He'd be with the state the state of Washington. So I feel like that's a really nice fit. And yeah, you'd be able to sit behind Geno Smith.
Geno will have like 2 more years on his deal.
Yep.
Obviously, they can move on from him, like bench him and start him whenever they think he's ready. If Geno takes a decline, but
Yeah.
Definitely worth that he comes in, sits. He's in a great situation.
I think he'll learn from Geno too.
No pressure off the rip.
Kind
Just
of
go in
always,
there.
always
learn.
hate when the Bengals are on a bye.
Yeah, but I just get to watch my fantasy team all day.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kind of get to just watch Red Zone. Red
Do you
Zone all day.
think the Giants are in the market for a quarterback?
No, they just paid Danny.
That's what I think. I brought
But
this up like 2 weeks ago.
They should be.
But
I think they're in the market to draft one.
apparently that locker room wants Tyrod Taylor
to be the starter.
to be the starter
I mean, he looks
permanently.
better than Geno. He looks better.
I mean,
than
you can pay Daniel Jones the money you want, but
Yeah.
I think you're in
he
the
wasn't worthy of the contract in the first
No.
place, in my opinion.
How
They gave him
No.
Saquon's contract.
How
Yeah.
how fast are they willing to say they made
Messed
a
up.
mistake and
That's the
paid him and just move on from him?
Because I think they know Daboll's their coach.
Or do you think they have anybody that would be willing to try to trade for him?
No.
I don't either, but I mean,
I think
might try.
Daniel Jones, no offense to him, I think he's like a career backup kind of guy.
Man got his bag and he's like,
He got his bag.
pretty much.
And didn't get his bag.
it's just hard to watch him play football. I hate
Watching the Giants is a
It's
very
just-
tough.
Their
I
line
like watching their
sucks,
defense.
but
I like watching like Thibodeau and some of their younger defensive rushers. They have Elijah.
They're like
I
the
don't even know how to say
Bears.
his last name.
Like watching the Giants and Bears hurts your eyes.
Yes.
You're like,
At
this is
least-
bad
at least
football.
Fields looks good sometimes though.
he's
Fields-
fun to watch.
And then you'll have Danny Dimes who breaks out like a 60-yard run against
Yeah.
on like a Monday Night Football out of nowhere, and you're like, is he good again?
No, never had belief in him, ever. But like,
Giants just aren't using him right.
are the Falcons?
They
In market for a quarterback?
Yes, I think they
Yeah.
might move on to Heineke before it's too long. I don't know. I didn't think Ritter
think
looked
they
too
draft
bad.
one.
He just threw like a couple bad picks.
I
I
mean,
mean,
this is
obviously
a very
that's
heavy
bad, but-
QB draft.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you have like Michael Penix, Bo
Caleb
Nix,
Williams, Drake
Caleb
May.
Williams, Drake May. I mean, you have all these guys coming in.
And then even next year, you have a pretty decently good QB draft.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what I said. We could go through the rosters.
Like
and
Penn
we could
State's
say
quarterback,
who could use a quarterback
Shador.
replacement.
Buccaneers, Falcons,
My thing is, I
Vikings.
like Baker. Baker doesn't like. Are you saying they
Vikings.
could draft one?
Yeah.
Giants,
My thing is they said
Raiders,
they like
Bears.
Trask too.
Patriots. Patriots
still
are in the
have to
market for a quarterback.
Get rid of Mac Jones.
Oh, and they don't like Zappy.
Falcons.
They're done with Mac
they're gonna
Jones. There's
start-
no way. There's no possible way you
They're
can
going to start
continue with Mac
Malik
Jones.
Cunningham.
He's
though.
not that
And there's
As far
Mac
as
Jones
that.
truthers out there who are like, well, he's not the problem.
It's all Alabama fans.
Yeah.
They got a big fan base.
Are the Cardinals in the market for a quarterback?
Dude, no, because
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, then
'cause
who's
Kyler-
Kyler go to? Like if they move on, is what I'm saying.
Then he goes to probably I could see him maybe like the Falcons,
That would be cool.
like a
Kyler and
speed,
Atlanta
a
would be
flex.
sick.
Like they need a team like that.
Kyler and Bijan. Ooh, that would be
That
sick.
actually is kind of sick.
Broncos are clearly in the
Yeah,
need for a
need
quarterback.
Yeah, but Russ's contract don't start till next year. That guaranteed money don't start till next year.
He's on the
They
books for a
have
minute.
no picks because of Sean Payton. They have no picks because of Russell Wilson.
Sam Houston touchdown.
They can't even draft a quarterback.
Hey Eric, we lost our NHL.
Yeah, Capitals.
Penguins-
Capitals are kind of
It's like
getting beat
5-1.
right now.
Penguins are down like 4-1.
Bad beat, boys.
That's all
No
right.
one's shooting goals
Sam Houston scored
for my
quick.
players. So
As long as it's college football, we
Man,
can win.
at least-
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
do you trust Sam Howell for the Commanders also, or do you think
I
they
s-
were?
I see talent in him, but then you see sometimes you'll see a bad week and you're like,
Like I see the Raiders. I think who they're going to draft. I think they're going to draft Bo Nix.
you just think they're just gonna draft Bo Nix. It depends what pick they get.
They would for sure do
If
that.
they can get a
I-
better quarterback,
They
they're
would
gonna
for
get
sure
a better
draft Bo
quarterback.
Nix.
But they're not. I don't think they're bad enough to get Bo Nix. Like,
I know,
I don't
but
think
I'm saying,
they're.
We have a whole combine and stuff to go
Yeah.
through.
It's
You don't
still
know
early.
who's gonna fall, but obviously like I could see you could just say like the Raiders are gonna be looking for a quarterback.
Okay.
'Cause I don't-
Let's
you're
say.
just
I'll say it like
strictly
this.
saying
I'll say it
they're
like
only
this.
gonna get Bo
The
Nix.
best fit for the Raiders out of these quarterbacks is Bo Nix.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good way to put it.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that
Bo
sounds
Nix is the
better.
best fit for him.
That sounds better.
Now the Raiders still have some holes. Yes, they do.
Josh Jacobs is probably gonna be gone. He's only on 1 year, isn't he?
Yeah, he signed,
Yeah.
he signed a 1 year.
And he ain't gonna stay after this year.
Nah, he's
that,
gone.
Unless DA can talk him into it.
DA wants out.
DA's trying to go.
Hot
to the
take.
Jets.
I think the Browns are in need of a quarterback.
That's not hot. I mean, we all know.
From what I see from Deshaun Watson every
He's
week,
not the old
he's
Deshaun.
not him. It's
He's
not.
not
It's
his old Deshaun. Dude,
he's not even remotely close
that's
to that
just so
old
sad
Deshaun.
to see that drop off, bro. He was a dog.
It's sad to
dog.
see
Pro
that
Bowl,
drop off.
What?
I'm praying on that man's downfall. That dude shouldn't even.
No,
He shouldn't even be on our roster
No,
right
I know,
now.
but I'm saying like
Man should be
he-
kicked out of the
Clip
league.
this right
Yeah,
now.
clip
This
this
man
man.
should not be on our roster, and you're
No, he
sad
shouldn't.
for his downfall.
No, I'm just saying.
I
like,
am praying
no,
on it. I go to bed every night. Thank the Lord, Deshaun's sucking right now.
Man's coming
Thank
at you
you.
with the
No, I'm just saying like Deshaun was a dog. Like it sucks to see how bad he sucks now.
It sucks to see how bad he sucks. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's amazing.
It's funny.
He should be
Because he's on
playing
the
in
Browns,
Japan
but
with Trevor
I liked him
Bauer,
on the
and Trevor
Texans.
Bauer's innocent.
He's coming to the MLB. He's coming back.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's hated. So
He's coming back. Clip it.
So, Jordan, what's your game of the week?
I forgot. This man over here, it's sad to see, man.
I'll start off. My game of the week. Dolphins at the Eagles. Sunday night football. That's gonna be a great game.
Dolphins at Eagles?
Yep.
Who you got?
Who do I got?
Yeah.
I got the
That's
Dolphins.
the question at hand.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
I got the Fins. I got the Fins coming into Philly.
Fins coming into Philly.
Hey,
Okay.
Eagles are wearing their Kelly Green jerseys.
They are. They
Those
are
are
wearing.
sick.
Their defense about to get torched by two
About to
on
be-
the boys.
I'm gonna go
One-
with
one in 'em.
my OG,
Yep.
one of my OG favorite quarterbacks. Let's ride
You're
Packers.
taking this?
at Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos and Sean Payton. Bounce back week. Let's get it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, I'm just letting
Russell
you know.
Wilson is a grown man with a wife and kids, and he passed for 95 yards in a game.
Oh my God.
How many touchdowns does Wilson have this year?
Probably
Like 11.
one.
More than you.
11. 11.
I mean, he does have more than me.
11.
It's more than Burrow
Is it
too.
11?
11.
What's
Oh,
Burrow
yes.
got?
He has 12.
Like,
Oh, no.
honestly, I mean, Russ had a
Broncos?
really bad game.
Hey, I have Jordan Love in fantasy because Anthony Richardson's out for the year.
It's crazy to see the Broncos have like in fantasy it says like their ranking it's like the 32nd ranked against the quarterbacks.
Broncos are horrible.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like their
Their
defense
secondary
was
is dead
great
last.
year. Their defense was so good last year. Their secondary is locked down.
I just
It's
think
like,
it'll be a
now it's
shootout.
Like Surtain's
I
just
think it'll
not
be a
good.
fun game to watch.
It's like Surtain just forgot how to play.
I like
corner.
that. I think it'll
I
be
think
a
it could be.
shootout.
I think Surtain just forgot how to play corner. Apparently, he hasn't looked good this year at all.
Eric, what's your game of the week?
I have Lions and Ravens. Taking the Lions.
I'll
Yeah,
take the
I
Lions on
also
that.
like the Lions.
They're in Baltimore, but the Lions are so dominant, and I still think the Ravens have holes at wide receiver.
No, they for
Like,
sure do.
this is definitely going to be. If it wasn't Sunday Night Football, it should have been. But then you look at Sunday Night Football and it's Dolphins Eagles. So.
This week was kind of tough for game of the week, just because they're like
There's a
you had the
lot of- there's a lot
Commanders
of
and
them.
Giants, Raiders, Bears. Like there's some bad teams out here playing each other.
Yeah, but then you get. I mean, Dolphins Eagles, Chargers Chiefs, Packers
Yeah.
Broncos, Cardinal. I mean, Cardinal Seahawks. Like that's a good one.
Like, I have no idea why the 49ers are playing the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Well, I mean, if they had J-Jet,
It's still not even close.
yeah.
I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson to get a sack against.
I like that. I'll take Lamar pick too.
Yep, I like that.
That secondary, that Lions secondary is
Lions
actually
front-
pretty
that
underrated.
Lions
Their whole defense
Their whole
is
defense is balling.
Yeah.
really good this year.
Jack Campbell's been a pretty good pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. There's always the Lions and the Patriots seem like to always be the teams that, like surprise me. They like take the people and the Packers because they took like Van Ness. I'm like, who's this guy?
And they ball.
Yeah, and then they're like Cole Strange, and he's like a good guard now. It's just the guys that were not projected first round that you just like.
Sometimes you know. I mean, you don't always hit on those guys, but
Like the Raiders, I mean, they reached for Alex Leatherwood a few years ago. So
he
I mean,
busted.
it happens. I mean, that's the.
Couldn't even find a spot on the Bears.
Yeah, that's it. Didn't he get picked up by the Bears and then he got cut? Didn't he?
Ouch.
Or he's
I mean, I couldn't get a spot on the Bears.
a couple players have caught some strays tonight.
Yeah,
they
I
really
know, yeah.
have. Like,
It's a bye week.
it's in my week.
Bounty week, baby.
This is why I love Cincinnati in our team. We have a great culture, and we don't have quarterback problems. Can't wait for Burrow to throw 4 picks next week. Cannot wait since I said that. But my game of the week's Chargers at Chiefs. I like what I see from the Chargers at times.
really hope
I
they
think they
win.
have a high ceiling, but I feel like coaching drags them down. Justin Herbert, I think, lost them that game against the Cowboys. He missed a lot of throws, a lot of big-time throws. He missed like 2 touchdown passes that he should have had.
Keenan,
Chargers can't win
for
the big
Keenan.
one.
Yeah,
They can't win the big one.
Is Herbert another Philip Rivers?
no.
No?
No. Justin
It's
Herbert.
way too early. First,
It
of
is
all.
way too early, but I love Justin Herbert. I
mean,
think
so
he's
do
a
I.
great quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
He's way more I think he's way more talented than Philip Rivers.
I think.
Oh,
All
easily.
right, so not like the talent.
You just
Let's
talking
say
like
when it
postseason
comes to,
success?
Career-wise,
let's say
like-
when it comes to like he
I
can
mean,
never
he's-
win the big game. Or
he's
get too
he's
far in the
blessed to
playoffs.
be in Mahomes' division. That would suck.
Yeah, that's.
So playing him twice a year, you're really not going to win your
anyone
division.
in the AFC West, it sucks. And it seems like the AFC West doesn't even build their teams around beating Mahomes either,
No.
which
Yeah.
I feel like is another big
Well,
problem.
I don't know because I mean the Chargers have Bosa and Mac. Like they,
I feel like the Chargers are the best fit to
Mac has
compete
looked so
against
good this year.
against the Chiefs.
yeah,
But like you look at the Raiders and the Broncos, they do
mean,
nothing
but
to
they
even come close to.
I mean they tried. They brought in Chris Jones or Chandler Jones. Sorry, he just. I mean they had Max Crosby.
Man got arrested.
You know what I mean? Like,
that guy,
like that's what you got to do
That
to
guy
bring him
went a
in. You need to have
little
two.
insane.
You have to have two really good D ends.
Of course, the Chiefs brought back Frank Clark and McCole Hartman.
and I'm excited to see what our defense does against the Chiefs this year. Because this will be our 4th
Yeah.
time playing them.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what Lou does.
Got some new faces out there.
Yeah.
We had a couple interesting games coming up. Like as far as the schedule looks. I mean, obviously Steelers
Don't-
twice still.
Don't
Chiefs.
really want to see Nick Scott out there anymore.
Oh, we
I
can talk about
think
that real quick. Nick Scott.
I think it should be Jordan Battle for
Take
sure.
him out, please.
Yeah, I think Battle should
I
be the
think they're
starter.
still going to just rotate them though and do.
They didn't rotate last week.
They did?
No.
I didn't really get to watch all the games because
I don't remember a single time watching Jordan Battle out there.
I think they all.
Oh, it was just Nick Scott.
Pretty sure it's just the Nick Scott show.
I think Nick Scott plays.
the Nick Scott show.
Nick Scott show.
I think Scott's played a bit more. At
He's
slot.
he let up that deep pass
Yeah, he
on
did.
that last drive.
Yeah, he did.
He got toasted. You're like, what are you doing?
Jordan Battle want to be toasted.
He's a great coverage guy. Highly
He
doubt it.
is.
But back to the Chargers and Chiefs. I like the Chargers. Keenan Allen's really good. Justin Herbert's really good. Justin Herbert just needs to.
He had Keenan open. For
I think the
He had
Chiefs-
Keenan
I think
open.
the- I think-
He had Keenan open a lot.
I think the Chiefs are probably going to win. I don't know.
I think the Chiefs win.
I want the Chargers.
I don't know what it is about Mahomes against his division. Dude owns his division.
He really does. I've never seen someone own a division the way he does.
It's kind of sucks.
It's honestly crazy.
Like-
like you know, if you're a Raiders fan, a Chargers fan, or a Broncos fan, you're just automatically going to lose.
They're just hoping and praying that we someday change divisions.
Yeah, I mean,
They
honestly,
I mean,
dude,
like you said, they're not building to beat Mahomes.
They're not. I think the best team built to beat Mahomes, I would say, are the Eagles and the Bengals.
and the Niners.
And then, well, the Niners are they're fucking beat. They're beat.
They're
I'm
built to
sorry
beat
for cussing. I
anybody.
don't shouldn't be cussing on here, but
You've done it
They're
like-
built to
you've
beat.
done it
They're
like
built to
3
beat
times.
anybody.
a couple of them weren't that bad. That's first F-bomb. But
No, you said it twice.
did I?
You're like, who the F is this guy?
Oh, who the fuck is this guy?
that's 4. No way.
But the 49ers, I feel like they're built to beat anybody in this league. Their offensive play calling, their defensive talent, their players they're built to beat anybody.
They got a lot of them locked down.
Their O line is just
That's what's
so good.
And Trent Taylor, that dude,
Who?
so unbelievable. Trent Williams, not
No,
Trent
that's
Taylor.
Trent Taylor. He been doing something
Trent,
on the Bears.
Trent Taylor's
Taylor.
playing left tackle for him. But Trent Williams, which, funny enough, you see Trent Williams' worst game last year was against Trey Hendrickson, I think, before he got hurt that game. So
Should've won
see
that
what
game.
Trent Williams.
Two
and
muff
Trey Henderson
pumps
do.
or kick returning, drop pick 6.
His worst game now is against Garrett.
Who?
Trent
Oh
Williams.
yeah. Last week, yeah. Myles Garrett's a freak though.
He's so good.
it's about to be Halloween season. You know, he's about to get that
I-
Burrow up soon.
I hate that he's a Brown
I know
because
he's a
I
dog.
absolutely love how he plays
I
football.
hate that like we have all the dog pass rushers in our division.
Like I can't hate T.J. Watt. I try to. I can't.
Zadarius Smith's a dog.
I don't like
obviously he's not
Zadarius
on the-
Smith.
You don't like him?
Personally, I don't like.
I
Zadarius
don't really
Smith.
like him, but he's a dog. I mean, obviously he's not on the level as the.
He
TJ
complements
and
Myles Garrett very well. I'll say that. But T.J. Watt, that guy's a one-man wrecking crew. Myles Garrett can be a one-man wrecking crew.
And then they got Highsmith to help TJ. Like that man's a dog with.
What
And
also
Hayward.
doesn't help with the Browns, their new defensive coordinator. That dude's a
He's
genius.
Jim Schwartz is. If the Browns were to somehow make the playoffs, I want to see them play the Dolphins. Best defense versus best offense. Like the most electric offense.
In the AFC, the Dolphins have the best offense.
That's what I'm saying. Like best offense. So like in the AFC, yeah. Versus the best defense.
I can't believe start the game last week. Dolphins were down 14-0.
And they just came back like it's
Panthers apparently thought they had that game in the bag
probably
because
like,
I thought they might have. I'm like, ooh.
Eric made a few jokes during the Bengals game. They're like, "Oh, Panthers are celebrating. That's why they lost because they were like, oh, but we're up 14-0.
14-0.
We're halftime. We're first quarter winners." No, not at all.
That's all you got to win is the first quarter.
All right, well, that was kind of a shorter episode than usual. We actually ended up with 46 minutes, but
I say it's probably about the same time as usual.
well, yeah, we had a lot of fun talking about NFL this week. Next week probably the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of NFL talk.
A lot of
Yeah.
NFL
I
talk
like it,
next
though.
week.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
Cover the Niners a bit more.
yeah, we'll dive into the Niners injury report, see what that's
Who they
looking like
play
next
this
week. They play the Vikings Monday night, so they'll have a short week before playing us.
With
Which is
some,
good.
yeah.
And we're
it was
coming
a-
off the bye, so.
I think the Niners game will be a really good test for us.
them coming off a short week, it'll be good for. No, I don't want to say like that, but like if they were to have injuries, like on shorter weeks, they're less likely to play or like rush them to play again.
Yeah, what's good for the 49ers this week is that they have a longer week to have like Christian McCaffrey,
McCaffrey,
Trent Williams, and
Debo to get back.
yeah, they'll have time to rest up. So that's the positive note on them. For us, we get 2 weeks off. Thank God.
Yep.
Really need it. Burrow
Rest
can
up.
get more healthy. Maybe get to 100% by game time.
Be nice.
Rest up, get ready to kick some butt second half of the year.
Yep. Come out hot. Hopefully, stay strong. And we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, before we end,
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I hate Camden Lewis. or Oregon kicker.
Oh,
I hate him.
brought it back up.
How to make sure 'cause they have a guy that does the kickoffs and then the guy that does the field goals.
Okay.
Hate Camden Lewis. Hate him.
See you guys.
Another player catches strays.
Yeah, there had to be one more to end it.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.